Over the weekend, just 2 days after it announced that it was suing Tesla CEO Elon Musk for alleged securities fraud, the US Securities and Exchange Commission announced that it had reached an out-of-court settlement with Musk and Tesla that would see the charges dropped and Musk step down as chairman of the board of directors. What does this mean for Elon and the future of Tesla? There's been a butt-ton of misinformation floating around in the last few days, so I'm going to share all the relevant information right here and let you know exactly what this does and doesn't mean. But before I do, I'd just like to give a shout out to all of you who support this show on Patreon. In the last 3 years, you've helped Transport evolve, grow and mature, and we've just finished our most successful quarter yet. You rock. Thanks. On to the video and a quick refresher. Late last week, the SEC sued Elon Musk in the Federal District Court in Manhattan, alleging that he committed securities fraud, either directly or indirectly, when he made a series of tweets on August 7th. Those tweets concerned a potential privatization of Tesla and stated that Musk had funding secured. They also implied the transaction only required shareholder approval to go ahead. The SEC alleged that Musk had not discussed nor confirmed key deal terms, including prices and funding sources, before making those tweets, and as such, his statements were materially false and misleading. Musk denied the charges and said that he was saddened and disappointed by them. Then on Saturday, the SEC made a public statement announcing that it reached an agreement with Musk to settle the securities fraud charge it had brought against him, pending court approval. At the same time, it announced it had reached a similar agreement with Tesla over charges it had made, alleging that Tesla did not have sufficient disclosure controls or procedures in place to ensure Musk's tweets were accurate or complete. Again, the agreement is pending court approval. Neither Musk nor Tesla are required to admit or deny the SEC allegations as part of the settlement deal. If approved, the settlement will see Musk and Tesla pay $20 million each in penalties to the SEC, with the resulting $40 million distributed by the SEC to what it calls harmed investors under a court-approved process. In addition to the individual penalties, each settlement carries additional actions that will be carried out to ensure compliance with the deal. Elon Musk will step down as Tesla's chairman of the board of directors, replaced by an independent chairman. Musk will be eligible to be re-elected as chairman after 3 years have passed. Tesla, meanwhile, will appoint a total of 2 new independent directors to its board of directors and will establish a new committee of independent directors which will put in additional controls and procedures to oversee what it calls Musk's communications. So what does this all mean then? Well, first up, while Elon Musk will have to step down as chairman of the board of directors, it doesn't mean he's going to have to leave Tesla. At the time he made the tweets, Elon was both CEO and chairman of the board of directors at Tesla. That's not unusual in smaller companies and startups, but as the companies get larger, it is usual for the role of CEO and chairman of the board to be given to different people. That's because while the CEO is responsible for the day-to-day running of the company, they're ultimately answerable to the chairman of the board of directors and the board of directors as a whole, who are then in turn answerable to the shareholders. It's all part of a system of checks and balances designed to ensure that a company is run in the best interests of its shareholders at all times. This split isn't the end of the world. In fact, it actually could help Tesla grow as a company, giving Elon Musk more time to focus on being the figurehead of the company and executing his vision on it, managing day-to-day operations at Tesla while allowing someone else to deal with the stuff that I suspect Elon doesn't really enjoy, dealing with investors and Wall Street. There is a little caveat here. The board of directors is responsible for hiring and firing the CEO, so Elon will need to rein in his random tweeting and outbursts. They've caused him problems in the past, but as CEO and chairman, he's been a little protected from any major negative backlash, except perhaps the SEC filing which got him here, and the occasional lawsuit. If something he does from this point on isn't liked by the board, though, they can fire him. Period. Luckily, however, one of the actions agreed to by Tesla in this settlement is to put into place new controls and procedures to oversee Musk's communications. This means the likelihood of Musk saying something that gets him into trouble is very much lessened, but it could also upset Tesla fans and owners who, to this date, have enjoyed being able to reach out pretty easily to Musk on Twitter with suggestions, praise, or complaints. Why is this needed? Well, back in 2013, Tesla filed a Form 8K with the SEC that stated it intended to use Musk's Twitter account as a means of announcing material information about the firm. It encouraged investors to review Musk's tweets as a way of keeping in touch with what was going on at the company. It was this filing more than 5 years ago which made it difficult for Musk's now infamous "considering taking Tesla private at $420 funding secured" tweet to be brushed aside, and probably why the SEC, in the light of what impact the tweet had on Tesla's share price, accused Musk of securities fraud. As for the widening of the board of directors with 2 new independent members, well, that should help Tesla too. Tesla's board currently contains Elon's brother, Kimball Musk, and at one time almost exclusively consisted of directors who had personal or professional ties to Musk. This was changed in 2017 with the addition of 2 independent board members, but expanding this further should ensure the board is not faced with conflicts of interests as much as it once was. Again, this can only be a good thing for Tesla. In short, then, it seems that while Musk and Tesla are both $20 million out of pocket, and Musk will be forced to shortly step down as chairman, the long-term impacts of this should only be good ones. Investors will likely have more faith in Tesla if they believe Tesla is taking steps to ensure Musk's Twitter account has less impact on share prices, while more accountability with the company structure should mean that Tesla's future actions will be more considered than perhaps ones in the past. What for fans and customers? Well, some are calling the SEC investigation nothing short of a witch hunt or a setup, alleging that the SEC is a puppet of Tesla shorts and or big oil, and that they're trying to kill Tesla. At the time of filming this, though, there really is no evidence I can find to support these claims, and while the echo chamber of today's internet will no doubt keep these opinions alive for some time, I personally don't believe they do any good if they are perpetuated. In the long term, though, I think this will be a long-forgotten thing in a few months, and Tesla's customers and fans will be focused on more positive things, like how many cars Tesla's bringing to market and how, despite competition, it's still delivering what many customers want. That's it. Don't forget to give us your thumbs up or thumbs down, leave a comment, and as always, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell. Before I rush off, though, I'd yet again like to thank all of those who support this show via Patreon. I really couldn't be making these videos on our new tight schedule or be paying a part-time employee without your help. So thank you. And if you're watching this and don't contribute to Patreon, well, why not consider it? Last month, we had more than 700,000 people watch this channel. That's a rough figure because the final numbers aren't in yet. But that said, if just 1% of everyone who watched this channel donated just $1 a month, we'd be able to make that part-time or a full-time member of staff, bring in some proper camera and editing folks, and do more event coverage and auto shows and everything else. So if you haven't, please consider it and go to patreon.com/transport evolved. Thanks for watching, and as always, keep evolving.